Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to share with you analysis from a popular XRP chart analyst who shows that once a particular level has been broken from a historical perspective, XRP has absolutely gone parabolic, and we are at that moment yet again. Also, I'm going to share with you some posts from somebody who does suffer a little bit from XRP derangement syndrome, but even though he irrationally hates XRP, he does own it. So at least he's being intellectually honest about the opportunity investment-wise with XRP, but he's calling for XRP to hit $10 plus. And again, that's from somebody who hates it. Now, beyond this, frankly, it is very difficult, almost impossible, to find analysts who say, yeah, XRP is not going to do well or it's just going to crater from here. It's almost impossible to find those analysts. You can find some if they've got a known bias against XRP, but outside of that, it's almost impossible. And this isn't normally the state of things. It's not like most analysts that I'm calling for, or have been following for the last several years, have been consistently calling for XRP to imminently break. They're only now saying it because now's the moment where it would make sense for it to happen from a chart analysis perspective and with taking a historical context into consideration. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 4:31 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. XRP is $2.48. Bitcoin just a hair below $90,000, and it was for a time today a little bit higher than that. XRP getting as high as $2.53. So we're clearly just still range bound, but we won't be staying here. Worth noting that we're still in extreme fear. Here's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 20 out of 100. A lot of scared little bitches out there, but I'm telling you, it does not make sense from a historical perspective to be fearful at this moment. But the crowd's wrong-footed all the time. So take a look at this, because I've been telling you, when we do get to towards the end of the cycle, and there will be various indicators worth looking at that signal, hey, historically, this means we're kind of wrapping up this cycle, or we're kind of getting closer to the end point here. I will be screaming about that. All the different metrics as they're popping off, I promise we'll be talking about that, even though some people will be screaming at me, because look, directionally, whatever's happening, people just have this tendency to believe like it's just going to keep doing that forever. So if you tell them that they're wrong, then they actually get mad. They do not like it when you're telling them, yeah, things might not be going up much longer. They don't like hearing that. But it is true, and we're going to reach that point. So take a look at this. This is a post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. This should instill some additional confidence here. He says, one of the top signs is huge inflows to exchanges, but right now it's the opposite. The cycle top doesn't seem to be in yet. Okay, and so that is certainly true. As we get towards the end of the cycle, you will see a gigantic influx of funds into exchanges because people will be putting their crypto on exchanges out of cold storage so that they can sell it. That's one of many things that you can look at. You can also look at long-term whale holders. You can even just start at Bitcoin because that kind of leads the market. Makes sense to do that. And when you see a ton of the splashy whales getting aquatic AF out there, unloading, and at a time where the market's heating up and the price is rising, like that's top indicator stuff. We are not seeing that. And so no one metric is the end all be all, but if you look for the confluence of these types of things, you can kind of figure out when we're actually getting pretty close. And it's just not showing yet. It just isn't. So unless this time is different, and for the first time in history, everyone's just behaving differently, then no, this isn't over, folks. It just isn't. Here's a post from chart analyst Jelly. He says, the plan remains unchanged. Expecting Bitcoin to push towards the upper end of my red box in the next few months, and I'll keep slowly scaling out. And so the upper end of this box would be closer to about $160,000 for Bitcoin. If that gets there, Bitcoin gets up that high, it's hard to imagine that XRP isn't going to do some ridiculous face-melting action here. There's good reasons why a lot of analysts, although not all the analysts that I follow, but many of the analysts that I follow are calling for double-digit XRP price action this cycle. And I'm just saying, if Bitcoin actually goes that high, I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity for people who want to gamble further to take profit out of Bitcoin and plug it into XRP and everything else, which is historically what happens. To think that humans are just no longer going to act like humans, which is to say they're no longer going to be greedy, they're no longer going to gamble, they'll just take their profits safely and then stow it away under their mattress. Like, that's just silly. They're going to keep doing the gambling thing. Now, eventually the party does come to an end, but not before doing the stuff that's always happened every single market cycle, because it's human nature, okay? That part doesn't change. But he does believe that this is going to be coming rather soon, within the next several months. Here's a post from chart analyst Mustache. This is the crypto total market cap on your screen here. And he says, another strong bounce. Oh boy, this is looking more and more like 2020. Would you be prepared for this? And so you can see and he's been talking about this a lot over the last several days in particular. He's showing that last cycle, you broke out from a key resistance level, slammed back down to test it, became support, then you rocketed to the upside. He's just noting that that's very samey to what we're doing right here, and the timing would even match up. So I don't think that this is over. I really don't. Which is, by the way, extra incredible for XRP holders, because it's already been outperforming, continues to show ridiculous strength, and we haven't even gotten to the most euphoric part of this entire cycle. That's still ahead. Here's a post from chart analyst Dom, and he was noting that a key level of $2.20 remains at the lower end of a particular range that he's been talking about here. And we're safely above it at this particular moment in time, but you know what's actually even more interesting about that? It'd be this post from chart analyst Dom, and he shared this last night. It's a bunch of XRP ETH charts here. So look at what he had to say here. And this is what I was referencing at the outset of the video. This is, I mean, look, if history rhymes, this is going to get buck wild. I'm just saying. And I think it's going to be, there's so many metrics you can look at. You can look at XRP USD, you can look at XRP BTC, you can look at XRP ETH, which is what we're doing right now. You can look at XRP dominance, you can look at what's happening with the relative strength index. You can look at any number of things and just look at it all. We were right to expect that XRP would rally when it did against the dollar and against Bitcoin. There's historic precedent for ETH too, though. So all throughout 2024, I was consistently talking about markets find bottoms, this and that. Well, we're at another crucial moment right here. And it's really, and worth mentioning this too before even reading the post that's on your screen here. Ethereum, my God. Like, I think it's going to do fine by the end of the cycle, but it's in the gutter right now. And so fine, maybe ETH takes off and then XRP has to play a little catch up for some portion of the remainder of the cycle. I still maintain my conviction that XRP, by the end of the cycle, will have proven to have been a substantially better bet than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Perhaps better than both of them combined. That would not surprise me either. That's how artificially suppressed XRP has been. It's done some of the catch-up that it needs to do, but I'll not be surprised if most of that catch-up still has to take place. Markets heal, but not with the snap of a finger, right? And our XRP was artificially suppressed because of the United States government via the SEC. Well, that's all come to an end, hasn't it? And so anyway, here's what Dom said. XRP is attempting to break the largest resistance in history against Ethereum. Price historically has only ever went parabolic if broken, which at minimum has printed a 160% move after breaking this zone. Even half of that, and XRP flips Ethereum. Alerts set for a confirmed break. So think about that. And it really wouldn't take that much. I was talking about this the other day, actually. So market cap for XRP now, it's $144 billion. Number 3 in market cap. Here's Ethereum at number 2, $262 billion. That's it. We don't even need to double from here to take that number 2 spot. And XRP's just getting started. Now, and again, I do believe that Ethereum is going to blast off. All of these people, just the doom and gloom stuff about Ethereum. It's the same stuff that you saw throughout 2024 with XRP before it burst. That's just what the sentiment is. It doesn't mean that all of the idiots that feel the things about the coin are right. They're just lemming retail speculators. You would expect those sentiments from them. So I think that this gets way, way, way better before we finally hit a peak. And then, yes, everything's going to come crashing down at some point, and then you enter a bear market and you get to do it all over again. But yeah, the best is yet ahead. And so look at this post from Dom here. You can see, just from a historical perspective, and there's only a few examples here, because, I mean, let's be real, we missed last cycle, so that's a thing. But look at XRP when it hit this key level in 2017, rocketed. So that's early 2017, also late 2017, rocketed against ETH. Even in 2018, when it hit that key level, it just rocketed. So those are the examples that we have of it. And then here we are now approaching that key level. Is this time different? Famous last words, my friends. Famous last words. Here's a post from Don Alt. He irrationally hates XRP. I was referencing him at the outset. 659,000 followers. He hates it. It's just a stupid opinion, but lots of people have stupid opinions from any number of things on planet. He's allowed to have a stupid opinion. But again, at least he's being intellectually honest about where he thinks this thing goes. And he was talking about it as XRP was starting to finally break out in November. And he shared, by the way, this is an XRP BTC chart. He said, this nice though. But the more interesting part to me, because look, I think XRP, yeah, of course it's going to just completely shatter Bitcoin. I'm expecting that we would hit a new all-time high against Bitcoin also. But somebody asked, okay, when do you think it will be nice time to sell XRP and never look back? Yeah, because XRP is just going to, once you sell it, then you never look back because it's just not going to do anything ever again. When you sell it, it's just done then, right? Is that how this works? It's just foolish. Anyway, Don Alt says, $10 is my final target. I'll sell along the way as I have been doing. The leftovers, I'll round trip. And so he did mention in separate posts, like he started buying around 60 cents. So he's not like many of us who were paying attention before the breakout, but at least once he saw it, he was like, oh, this is real. And so he did buy it and he sold some on the way up. And he's targeting $10 as a peak. There are lots of analysts who do not irrationally hate XRP, who also think that $10 makes sense. I simply will not be the least bit surprised if we get to those levels. And I am sometimes wondering if that's just too conservative. And I don't think it's irresponsible to have targets out there. If you're an analyst and you've got good reason and you say that you can be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bucks, whatever it is, that's fine. I'm just wondering, I'm just thinking out loud, like, will we look back and be like, wow, that really was not enough? And it's certainly possible. You know, there's crazy stuff happens in crypto. You know, it just does at times. And if there's enough money flowing into the space, it simply will cycle through, and XRP is going to get a piece of that. And you know that liquidity begets liquidity, excitement begets excitement. And so as things get hot, you have a big old green candle. Even people who don't know what the hell the thing is, it doesn't matter what the coin is, in this case XRP, money just flows in. People will buy stuff that they don't know about, feeling vindicated in doing so because the price is going up, which is the right feel, right? That's true of every coin, including XRP, and I insisted that even when we were at the depths of the bear market, and it seemed impossible to sum them, but of course it made sense. Of course it did. And the concept is still true, which is why I keep insisting, I firmly believe, the best part for us, XRP holders, it is yet ahead. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say are right. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.